So you are thinking about moving to Houston, Texas, but don't know whether it's a good fit for you and your family? Well, my name is Jonathan. I'm with the Houston, Texas Living Team, and today we'll be talking about the costs and expenses associated with living in Houston. So let's get started right now. So let's go ahead and get started with the housing costs. Now, many of you know that Houston is one of the most affordable metropolitan cities in the U.S. According to the Greater Houston Partnership, the housing cost in Houston was ranked 18% below the national average, which makes Houston a great option when looking to relocate. Now, according to the Houston Association of Realtors, the average price for a single-family home in November 2023 was $404,597, where your median price was $326,000. Now, talking about townhomes and condos, your average price was $272,383, and your median price was $245,000. Now, yes, this depends on the area. If you are looking to live in downtown, you will find townhomes in the high 300s to your low 400s and up. And there are also very common and popular areas like the Heights, which is just northwest of downtown, where you can find townhomes in the mid to high 600s. Now, referring back to the single family homes, this also applies to your suburbs like Katy, Cypress, New Caney, Conroe, the Woodlands. There's tons of suburbs where people are relocating to, where you will find homes in the $300,000 price range. And yes, this applies for new construction homes as well. So overall, the housing cost in Houston is pretty affordable. Now, Houston being the fourth largest city, we want to make sure you make the right decision for you and your family. And this is why we make these types of videos. So make sure you reach out to the Houston, Texas Living Team so that we can help you and your family make a smooth move when moving to Houston. Now, guys, if this is your first time to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you are the first to know about everything about eating, living, and sleeping in Houston, Texas. We get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you looking to relocate to Houston, and we absolutely love it. Now, let's get back into the video. Moving on to cost number 2 on the list of living in Houston, and that is going to be the Houston tollways. Yes, Houston does have tollways. Those of you that don't know what a tollway is when you pay to get on a highway or freeway for you to have a faster commute to your next destination. Now, in Houston, tollways typically range from $1.50 to $2 depending on your vehicle and on the tollway that you're on. So let's hop on the map here and see what tollways are available in Houston and possibly some that you may be using when you move to Houston, Texas. So as you can see in the center of Houston downtown, we do have our closest highway, which is called the 610 Loop, or as most people call it, the Inner Loop. Now, this is a completely free highway. You do not have to pay for it. It is not a tollway. So if you work in downtown, live in downtown, or even in some of the neighborhoods like the Heights or River Oaks, you really don't need to get on a tollway. Now, if we look a little bit further out of the 610 Loop, we are going to find the Sam Houston Tollway or the Beltway 8, whatever you wish to call it. Now, this is going to be a full tollway. That means you do have to pay for it if you are using it. The only part where it doesn't have tolls is going to be on that north side where it's next to that George Bush Intercontinental Airport. But other than that, you will have to pay for it. Now, if you look a little closer here on the map, I do want to show you the Hardy Tollway. As you can see, it's a little bit next to the I-45 highway, which is completely free, which is the main highway that takes you into the Woodlands or Conroe. So if you are looking to commute to downtown or other parts of Houston, the Hardy Tollway will be a great option if you do live in Conroe, the Woodlands, or even the Spring area. Now, if we go a little down south in the map, we are going to find our West Park Tollway, and this is going to be a little bit more friendly to my people that are going to live in the Fulshear, Texas suburb. So Fulshear is a beautiful area that is coming up. There's a lot of new construction communities out there that I will be showing you guys pretty soon. So if you are thinking about the Fulshear, Texas area, which is just south of Katy, you will be using the West Park Tollway pretty frequently. So that is another one that we do have here in the Houston area. Now, if we zoom out a little bit out on the map, we are going to find our newest Tollway 99, and this is going to be friendly for all of my people that are looking to move in those beautiful suburbs like Cypress, Katy, or even the Woodlands. Now, there are specific communities in Cypress and in Katy that it's kind of mandatory to use these tollways. So keep that in mind if you are looking to relocate in those areas. That expense can add up pretty quickly on your monthly budget. So these are going to be some of your major tollways in Houston that you may be using either daily or here and there. So keep that in mind when moving to Houston or these suburbs. These tollways can add up pretty quickly depending where you live and how many times you will be using it throughout the day. That way there's no issues when moving to Houston, Texas. Moving on to cost number 3 on the list, and that is going to be public transportation. Now, before we talk about public transportation, let's talk about having your own car in Houston. Now, trust me guys, when I say you will need a car when moving to Houston, it's because you won't need a car. Now, according to usnews.com, your average insurance payment on a car is about $171 a month. Obviously, that depends on whether it's liability or full coverage and what type of car you own. Now, according to gasprices.aaa.com, your average price today is $2.66 per gallon, which is true because I recently pumped gas for $2.39. Now, a year ago, your average was about $2.88 per gallon, and the highest we've seen was in 2022 when they were high up in there about $4.69 per gallon. Now let's talk about some of Houston's public transportation. Now Houston does have Metro, which is a public transportation agency based here in Houston, Texas, which offers your Metro bus and your Metro Trail. Now Houston does have taxis, but if you were to commute a little longer, maybe from here to a suburb or a 15-minute plus trip, I would suggest getting an Uber. It could be a little bit more price friendly than getting a taxi. Now back to the Metro company, your Metro bus will have routes throughout the entire Houston area, and they typically start about $1.25 per route with up to 3 transfers. I'm sure that can be a little higher depending on where you're going and how long will you be using the bus for. Now we also have the Metro Trail, which is centrally located in downtown. Now those start about $2 and can go up to $8 depending on the zone or route that you choose throughout your daily commute. Moving on to cost number 4 on the list of living in Houston, and this is going to be a huge one for a lot of you guys looking to relocate to Houston, and that is going to be Homeowners Association or HOA. Now, according to usatoday.com, your average HOA is about $200 to $300 a year. Now, I would say in Houston, the low end could be around $200, but it can go up to even $500 or $1,500 a year depending where you live. Now, if you decide to relocate to one of these newer master plan communities in the suburbs, like in the Woodlands or Sugarland or Richmond, wherever you are looking to move to, expect to have a higher HOA because you are going to be paying for the amenities that that specific community offers. Now, every community is different, so your HOAs will be different, but some of these newer master plan communities have amenities such as golf courses, pools, tennis courts, parks, you name it. So expect to have those higher HOAs. Now, there are also communities known as pocket communities that really don't have many amenities. They're just new developments, and your HOAs will probably be on the lower end. So reach out to my team and I so that we can help you decide which community is best for you and your family. Now, moving on to cost number 5 on the list, and this is going to be a really short and simple one, and that is going to be basic home maintenance. Now, as I stated before in my previous videos, Houston is extremely hot, so you want to make sure you take great care of those AC units. Now, make sure to reach out to my team and I so that when you purchase a home, whether it's resale or new construction, we're able to get you those extra warranties for your AC units and other mechanicals. Now, that being said, you also have your AC filters, which here in Houston, we typically change them anywhere between 1 time and 4 times a year, depending on your home. If it's newer, depending on your family, or even if you have pets, that will depend on it. And they typically can range between $25 up to $150 depending on your AC unit and your specific situation. Now, lawn maintenance. A lot of people ask me if the HOA takes care of your lawn, and that is false. You take care of your own lawn. Sometimes in downtown, if you are living in a townhome, it could possibly be that they do take care of it there. But if you own a single family home in the suburbs or anywhere else in Houston, you will have to take care of your own lawn. And obviously that depends on how big it is, but that is going to be part of your basic home maintenance. Moving on to cost number 6 on the list of living in Houston, and this is something that we all have to deal with no matter where we live, and that will be utilities. Now, according to TexasRealEstateSource.com, your average water bill in Houston ranges from $35 up to $90 a month. And as you can see below, this is an actual statement of a family member who currently pays $32 a month for their water bill. Now, Houston is so big, so we have several different water districts that you can get water from, and that will depend how much your bill will be. Now, talking about home internet, it can range anywhere from $50 up to $130 just on home internet itself, excluding cable. Now, here is a statement of my current bill. Now, I do have cable included, so it's a little higher, but that is what I currently pay for internet and cable. Now, talking about your electricity, it can range from anywhere from $150 up to $200. Again, we have several different energy providers in Houston, so that will vary, and of course, how much electricity you use per month. Now, your gas bill will also range anywhere from $25 up to $130 in the Houston area. Moving on to number 7 on the list, and that is going to be the food cost in Houston. Now, Houston does have some of your major supermarkets in the entire area, just like Walmart, Kroger, H-E-B, Costco, Sam's Club, you name it. You would never have issues finding a local grocery store. Even if you are thinking of moving into one of the newer suburbs like Katy, Cypress, Conroe, New Caney, whatever location you are looking to move into, they usually tend to build newer grocery stores when they're building a new master plan community, so you will not have issues finding those. Now, for all my people that love Targets, we actually have a ton of Targets in the Houston area, and we actually have a brand new Target in the Katy suburb that is actually 20,000 square feet bigger than your average chain Target, which is pretty amazing. It is located in the Katy suburb, but your Cypress neighbors can also have access to that. So if you are a Target person, you do have one in there. However, as I mentioned, you will have those throughout the entire Houston area as well. Now, a little backstory on this new Target in Katy that has the new Target concept of the building. They actually chose the Katy suburb to build their new concept store because they said that Houston was such a diverse city. So that just shows you that Houston is very diverse, and a big company like Target actually chose a suburb in Houston to build their new concept because of their diversity. So just to add credibility onto how Houston is so diverse. Now, the cost of food in Houston is actually 2% below the national average according to TexasRealEstateSource.com. So a single adult can expect to pay about $250 a month on groceries, where a typical family of 4 can expect to pay up to $750 a month. Now, talking about fast food restaurants, you can have a meal between $10 to $15, where if you go on a little bit more of a lunch dine-in restaurant, you can expect to pay between $25 and $35 per meal. So there you have it, some of your major expenses and cost of living in Houston. Make sure to reach out to my team and I. Shoot us a text, shoot us an email, give us a call so that we can help you and your family make the best decision when moving to Houston. Now, if this video was helpful for you, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe button, and notification bell so that people just like you who are looking to relocate to Houston can also watch this video. Now, on to the next one.